Hello guys, this is FK and today we're going to be talking about different ways you can make money in tech. We're going to be talking about 5 different ways. And one interesting thing is that I think I've done almost all this or everything on this list, all these 5 that I'm going to be discussing with you today. I have experience with each and every one of them. So I'm going to be sharing my experience. Sometimes I tell you how much I made, and also I'm going to be breaking them down into pros and cons. I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of each of these 5 different ways of making money in tech. So if money is something you're interested in, let's get started. So the first way you can make money in tech is by getting a job. And I think I just probably had somebody just said, yeah, that's straightforward. Yeah, you get a job, you get paid. Yeah, but we're still going to break this down. We're still going to discuss it. So the first way you can make money, which is the most obvious way, is by getting a job. You get a job. This is when you're fully employed at a company. You're being paid to work for a company full time. I have only been employed twice in my entire 13 to 14 year career. I've only been employed twice. First as a software team lead, that was I think 5 years ago, and as a technical writer like 3 years ago. One of the things I enjoy the most is my co-workers. I've always been blessed with the best co-workers. I know that not everybody has that experience, but I've always been blessed with amazing co-workers. Not a fan of the whole corporate stuff though, but yeah, it's been a pleasing experience both times. Now, what are the pros and cons of getting a job? What are the pros and cons? The first thing is that you don't have to worry about money. Yeah, you don't worry about where money is coming from. Yeah, you have fixed monthly or bi-weekly pay. I've been paid monthly before. I've been paid bi-weekly before. I think I prefer the bi-weekly. That was really sweet. I didn't even know that something like that existed before. So you can be paid monthly or bi-weekly. You don't have to worry about where your next paycheck is coming from. Also, there are a lot of wonderful company perks. Company perks like healthcare, software licenses, bonuses. Yeah, I've been a recipient of some very nice bonuses. Sometimes there are even company retreats. I've once been gotten an all expense paid company retreat to Mexico and to the US. So yeah, there's that. And yeah, there was even a time I was like, because I was not resident in the country where I was working for, I was getting like $200 extra every month for just to take care of stuff. So yeah, there are perks, and also in a company there's division of labor. And for a very good company, there's a lot of division of labor, so you don't have to like do everything yourself. There's always someone you can hand off to. You are paid to focus on what you know best and do that best, though in some companies that might not be the case, and there are some toxic companies that you just do so much and you do stuff out of your job description. But yeah, division of labor is still something you're going to enjoy in companies. There's someone to take care of marketing, there's someone to take care of sales, there's someone to take care of so many aspects of the value chain. So yeah, those are some lovely pros when it comes to getting a job working for a company. Now, what are the cons? First, you are not really in total control of your time. Yeah, your time is the first thing you're going to sacrifice. It consumes most of your time. You would not really have a lot of time to do side projects. Yeah, so that's one thing that you have to consider if you're going to go the job route. Also, sadly, you can be stuck in an underpaid employment, so you just have enough to kind of survive but not really do anything much. Your life might not really change because you're only just working to survive, or you're just working to pay your bills. So that's another thing. And the danger of that is that it might take your time so much you don't have room to develop yourself for better opportunities. So that's something that you want to look into. That's something you have to consider when it comes to employment. You want to make sure that you're not in an underpaid place. Also, something that is not being talked about enough is that when you're working for a company, you better hope you continue to be motivated about their goals, because everything you do is for the company. But I hope you continue to be motivated about their goals, because if you lose passion for the vision of the company, it becomes very frustrating to do your work. Yeah, it becomes very frustrating to do your work. Let's say the company is interested in CI/CD. They're a CI/CD company. They're an infrastructure company, cloud infrastructure and stuff like that. But all you just want to do is front end, and you are not being given tasks that align with that. That might be something that is going to be a huge challenge, and you find yourself not being able to give your best. Sometimes the company is focused on finance. Meanwhile, your interest is in cybersecurity and stuff. Except you find a way to align your interest to what the company is doing, which is something you might want to discuss with your manager. You might find it really frustrating to do your job. Another con is that your job role might change. Yeah, your job role might change, and that might not be in your best interest. Sometimes it's in your best interest. I've had situations whereby I think there was time I was in marketing. I wanted to be closer to the product, and after discussing with my manager a couple of times, I was moved to product, and I enjoyed it better. But there are sometimes changes to be made, and you don't have any control over it. Because at some point I was taken from product back to marketing, and that I didn't like. So your job description can be changed in a direction that you don't like. For example, there was a time I was watching one interview. I think it was PC Timmy that was interviewing Ezra of Paystack, and he was talking about how when the company started growing, some of their engineers were promoted to managers. But after a while, they discovered that those guys kind of got frustrated because they had to be dealing more with people issues, resolving people issues, trying to make people work in harmony and stuff. And these guys just want to code. They just want to build cool stuff. So they had to find something to do about that to make sure that they're still getting the best out of these guys. So that's something that can also be a con in a paid employment. Also, you can be stuck in a position for a long time without promotion. Yeah, you can be stuck in a junior role for a long time, and you try your best, but they're not promoting you to a senior role. Instead, they're bringing seniors from outside. The company might not provide a track to make you scale up from your junior role to an intermediate role, or from an intermediate role to a senior role. So also you can be fired. You can get fired. Yeah, that's a strong possibility. There can be a reorganization, and they might realize that your skills are no longer aligning with the company's goals and vision, so you can get fired. Or cutbacks. We've seen the effects of the current recession. There's been a lot of cutbacks, and a lot of people have been fired. Even people that have worked in companies for 20 years have been fired. Microsoft used to boast of one of the best job securities in the market, and you see guys that have been working in Microsoft for 20 years being fired. So that's another harsh reality of being employed. But it's up to you. You wait. If the pros outweigh the cons, then yeah, go for that. So another way, which is the second way that we're going to be looking at on this list, that you can make money in tech, is by creating a course. Yeah, you can create a course. You do that by picking a topic that you are well versed in, a topic that you know very, very well, whether at a junior level, at an intermediate level, or at a senior level, and you create a course with it. You create a course from it, and people can benefit from it. You create a course from it, and people can benefit from it. Funny enough, my very first business in tech was creating courses. Yeah, I was creating courses. Then I used to be a big fan of lynda.com, and they used to make their courses into CDs. So I started recording courses. Then I think I did a course on PHP. I did a PHP course that was around 2012. I did a course on web crash course where I taught HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in one course. So I bundled those into CDs, created these very cool CD covers that I used to these very cool CD covers that my brother used to help me design. If I find the pictures, I'm going to make sure that I show them in this video. So yeah, I was creating courses then, bundling them to CDs, and today I still create courses. Yeah, I still create courses today. I'm very active in the educational space. I have 4 courses on Udemy. I'm currently creating one at the moment on HTMX that will be out soon. That will be my 5th course on Udemy. I also have one on Skillshare. That one is on Microsoft Loop. Yeah, I taught Microsoft Loop on Skillshare. And also I'm an official LinkedIn author. Yeah, LinkedIn Learning. I do stuff on LinkedIn. So that link that I used to be a part of became LinkedIn Learning, and I am now teaching on LinkedIn Learning. So that was huge for me. So I'm an official LinkedIn author, and I've created 2 courses for them. I'm currently creating 2 also on AI, on some AI-based courses. So I'm doing that now. LinkedIn kind of pays you between 3 to 4K for a course, and then you get royalties later. So and I'm looking forward to creating some more professional courses and some mentorship courses, probably on platforms like Thinkific or Kajabi and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my experience creating courses. Pros and cons of creating courses. Let's start with the pros. Obviously, you get paid for knowing stuff and sharing it. Yeah, you get paid for knowing stuff. You just get to read and share stuff and get paid. Yeah, I remember when I got my first payment on Udemy. It was solid. It was super exciting. Like, someone actually brought out their credit card and paid for this. that was a wonderful high. So yeah, and also you earn passive income. Yeah, you can earn money while sleeping. A lot of times I just come to my dashboard and something is there. There was a Udemy course that I created. I think my very first Udemy course. After creating that course, I think 3 years ago, I got a job. Or 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago, I got a job. So I was really busy with that. I didn't touch it. I just left the course. I stopped promoting it and stuff. And by the time I got back to it, like 2 years after, I saw like 1K. Yeah, I saw like 1K. The course had made 1K. So that was pretty interesting to do that. A course that I just left like that could make like $1,000. So, and also you can also you can also publish under a publisher. and earn royalties. Like LinkedIn Learning is a publisher, so you can publish under them and earn royalties. Some publishers can even sign you on a publishing contract. Yeah, I've not verified it very well, but I heard there was a time that a guy was signed like $1 million contract on Pluralsight. Yeah, I'm still looking for that kind of contract. So if you have a plug, let me know. So yeah, there are a lot of wonderful pros to creating courses. It's wonderful passive income, and like I said, you just get paid for sharing knowledge. Now, what are the cons? What are some of the things that you should look out for? The first thing is that you have to do a lot of marketing. Yeah, you have to do a lot of marketing, especially when you're not releasing under a publisher. You have to do a lot of marketing. For example, on a platform like Udemy, if Udemy directs a customer to you, they will take 75%. If a customer discovers you on the Udemy platform, they take 50%. If you bring the customer, they take 25%. So publishers, you have to do your own marketing. You have to be ready to do a lot of marketing. You have to be ready to promote your courses on your social media through adverts and stuff. Be ready to do a lot of marketing. If you don't like marketing, better do, or find someone else that can help you with that. So yeah, that's one of the things that you have to look out for. Also, yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy getting people to whip out their credit card and pay for your course. Yeah, it's not really easy to get people to trust you to that level and give you money for something that they have to really, really trust you. So make sure that your courses are of very good quality. Yeah, make sure that you put your best into the courses and make them of very good quality so that people can get value for money. Also, yeah, I've talked about publishers take a substantial amount of money if you release under them. Yeah, it's always convenient to release under publishers because they do a lot of marketing for you, and a lot of them have a very big platform already, so it's not hard to sell your course, but they take money from you from that. And also, if you decide to publish on your own, because you might just feel, why am I going on a publisher? Why don't I just publish on my own? Like I said, you're going to have to do a lot of marketing, and also hosting your course is not easy. Yeah, hosting your course on your own is not easy. If you want to build a website to host your courses, that's going to cost you a lot. Whether if you're using a contractor, if you have web skills and you want to build it, that will be a lot of work for you to do, and you still also have to pay for hosting. You can also use a cost hosting site like Thinkific, like Teachable, like Kajabi, but those guys are not cheap. They're not cheap, especially Kajabi. They give you value for money, but they're not cheap. So that's one of the things you have to look out for if you decide to go the route of creating a course to make money in tech. So the third one we're going to be talking about, the third way you can make money in tech that we're going to be discussing on this list, is consulting. Yeah, you can consult. You can consult for companies, you can consult for startups, you can consult for anybody that has a project. This might be more for experienced developers, because you need to have a lot of skin in this game already before you can get those kind of opportunities. But yeah, you can consult. If the opportunity comes, doesn't mean that if you're a junior person, you can't consult for a company. But yeah, consulting is the next thing we're going to be discussing. This is when a company temporarily engages you for a particular skill you're very good at. Maybe you know how to use Grafana very, very well to create monitoring dashboards, or you can implement Apache Kafka very, very well, or you are just this kind of badass in front end. You can design any type of interface, any type of Figma that designers throw at you. Yeah, you are ready for them. They have nothing on you. So yeah, you can be engaged temporarily on a skill that you have mastered, a subject matter that you have mastered. You're not employed at the company. But you're placed on contract to execute a couple of tasks. I've done this a couple of times. I've done it a couple of times. In fact, my very first employment was through consulting. I was consulting for the company at first, but then they realized that they needed me full time, so they just took me in. So yeah, I got my first job through consulting. The last consulting job I did was for technical writing, and it was like my longest one. It took I think 2 years. It took like 2 years. I was consulting for I think a Canadian company. I was consulting for a Canadian company on technical writing. And even this week, one of my former managers called me up. He wants me to handle a software project, to lead a software project. So that's something I might get into soon when we have the details around that. So yeah, that's my experience. Consulting comes once in a while. It can be fun though. It can be fun. So what are the pros? What are the pros of consulting? Yeah, you make good money without being bound by the corporate rules. Yeah, in employment, there's a lot of corporate rules, a lot of stuff. I remember when we used to fill this, I forgot the name of the tool. There's this i5 or something. Yeah, there's this tool we used to fill in one of my previous companies. Every week you have to describe your week, what you achieved, what you hope you achieve next week, and how everything that you achieved plays into the OKRs of the company. So yeah, a lot of corporate stuff, a lot of stuff you don't have to deal with, meetings and stuff. So as a consultant, you kind of have that freedom. You have freedom. Also, you'll get to work on what you know best. Yeah, they don't consult you for what you don't know. So you work on what you know best. You work on what you enjoy. So yeah, that's why they hired you anyway, to come and work on that thing that you really specialize in. So it can be really cool. Also, you can charge really nice amounts based on your expertise, and your ability to guarantee delivery. Yeah, ability to guarantee delivery. When they know that you are a sure guy, that you would always deliver, yeah, you can even like charge more because you give them that sort of guarantee. And also, there's just this sweet feeling about it. Yeah, you're like this expert, this superhero that's been brought from outside to come and make stuff happen, to come and fix stuff. So it can be really cool. So what are the cons? Yeah, what are the cons? It's not permanent. It's transient. It's not permanent. It's not like permanent employment. It will start, it will end, and the contract will be off, and yeah, all those benefits will go. Yeah. And also, there are no perks, so you don't enjoy the company perks. Anything that is not in the agreement, you don't get to enjoy it. So there's nothing like bonuses or all those stuff for you. You don't get to engage in the company, all the company benefits that come to employees. Also, you can only when you get retainers can you really depend on it for consistent finances. So it's not something that you really want to calculate in your fiscal year as a dependable component, because it can come, it might not come. So except you have a retainer, like you have a retainer, that's fantastic. You get paid to probably manage what you did, or to just oversee what you did. You get paid a particular amount, like a maintenance fee or so. Also, it's a very lean market. Yeah, it's a very lean market. You mostly get opportunities through referrals, through being known. So yeah, that is not something that you can just apply for and stuff like that. Most of the time they don't put it out. They just, someone within the company just brings you in, just through referrals and stuff. So it's not like jobs that you can just go online and go and search and get so many opportunities that you can apply to. So yeah, those are the cons of consultancy, which is the third item on our list. So the fourth way you can make money in tech, fourth on this list, is by providing services. Yeah, providing services. You can do this either as an individual or as a contractor. When you do it as an individual, or as a company rather, you can do it as an individual or as a company. When you do it as an individual, is called freelancing. If you do it as a company, well, you're a company you are a service delivery company. So you actively pursue contract jobs either as an individual or a company, and you have this list of services that you render. Maybe you're a front-end designer, you design the interface of applications in Figma, then you convert the mock-up to a website and stuff like that. You just list your services, and people can engage you for any of these services, either as a freelancer or as a company, as a whole company. You can have staff and all that to execute the projects that you collect. So this is something I did straight out of school. I did it for like 7 years before I even got a full-time job. I didn't get any full-time job for the first 7 years of my career. All I was doing was providing services. And I started as freelance. Then my brother and I started a company, and later I registered my own company as a limited liability firm and all that. Did several projects, a whole lot of projects, a whole lot of web portals and mobile applications, especially in the hospitality and finance space, and even in sports. Yeah, I remember then I built the Abuja Football College, their very first website. I was the one that built it. Remember that time going to go and snap their footballers and stuff like that. It was really fun. Abuja Football College is owned by one Italian a football club like that. So yeah, that was something I did. That was long ago, I think 2014 or so. Yeah. So what are the pros? What are the pros and cons of contract work? Pros: you get to work for yourself. Yeah, you get to be a boss. You get to work for yourself. Every of your dreams of being a boss, yeah, you get to exhibit it in this space. Also, the more you work, the more you earn. Yeah, unlike companies, that the company can make $1 million and you still earn your salary. It's still your salary that you collect. You can earn $100 million, you are still going to collect your salary. So unlike that, this one, the bigger the contract, the bigger the job, the bigger your pay. Also, you get to live the entrepreneurial life. You make your own rules. You live by your own time. Technically, yeah, because you think you have control of your time, you probably don't. Anyway, So what are the cons? As someone that has had huge experience in this space, I have a couple of cons to share here. First, you're going to battle a lot with very unclear and constantly changing client requirements. A whole lot of clients don't know what they want. A lot of clients don't know how to define what they want. They don't know how to explain it, and it can really be a tough thing trying to clarify what they want and break it down into what you're going to do and cost it, because even after you cost it, they keep changing it, and it might mean that they have to pay more, and that will be it might be something you have to argue back and forth. So that's something you're going to deal with. Even timelines change. Delivery timelines really change. In fact, every client wants their project to be ready like tomorrow. Yesterday. They want it as ready to be ready like yesterday. So that's something you have to deal with. Also, there are some clients from hell. They ignore boundaries. They want to call you at 2 a.m. They want to call you in church. They want to call you at a wedding. They ignore boundaries. I used to have this client that anytime he sleeps, he wake up with new ideas. He can wake up with 10 new ideas. We just agreed on some things yesterday. He wake up and he has like 10 new things he wants to add to the project. So you can have some clients like that, and it can be really tough. Also, you might face periods of drought. Yeah, it's a very inconsistent market. So I hope better manage your money very well. I hope you manage your money very well, because sometimes you can face job droughts and you might not be able to get clients within a particular period. So make sure that you handle your money well so that you can survive those periods before your next gig. Also, you need to have good negotiation skills. In fact, if you're going to play in this space, go and study project management. So that you can know how to define all your terms in terms of resources, in terms of time, and in terms of money. You need to learn that, because you don't want to undercharge. If you undercharge and you later discover that the project is bigger than what you estimated and the pay is low, it's going to really frustrate you. And if you have gone into it, it might be difficult breaking off. So please go and study project management, even if you just watch a course on it and learn the basic skills. Also, you bear the loss for a failed project. You better be sure you know what you're doing. Make sure that the project does not fail. So that's something clients can get really mad when their projects fail, and it's your fault. So you don't want to get yourself in that kind of situation. So make sure that you are only putting out services that you can guarantee their success, and manage the client well so that they don't cause you to fail. Also, payments can be tough. Or estimating payments and collecting payments can be quite tough. So that's something that you want to put in mind. Make sure that there are seriously defined rules and enforced rules to make sure that you get your money, to make sure that you get paid, and also make sure that you deliver too, so that you can get paid. So yeah, those are your pros and cons if you want to do contract work to make money in tech. Now, the fifth and the last way you can make money in tech that I'm going to be sharing in this video is to create a product. Create a product. Some people call it startup route, but this doesn't have to be like a huge startup in itself. You can create a product. For example, you can just create a product where you can help people convert their Word documents to PDF. Yeah, and you put something like AdSense. You put AdSense ads on that website, and you make money from that. People come, they just convert their Word document to PDF, and they see your ads, and you get paid through AdSense. So it can be that small, and it can also be very big. The product route is done by creating software that delivers value to people. I've created a couple of startups. I think this is the one single thing on this list that I did not make money on. I lost money. All the startup I did, I lost money. My first startup was the courses I was burning to CDs and I was selling. That was my very first startup, my educational site. Then I also created this startup called Yarawa. Yarawa is Yoruba for there is room. Yarawa is this property listing site whereby we get low priced houses that students can stay in, for students or people in the hostels and stuff like that can stay, single people that just want to start life and stuff like that, low income earners. It was a property listing site, but for low income earners. So that failed, that crashed. Then also the third one was Stroppola. Stroppola was a polling site, and the idea was to gather public opinion, a site to gather public opinion. So when there's any issue, we come and vote, and that's like a place of public opinion. And it's funny that when that was done, when Stroppola was done, a lot of these apps that have polling now, they had not added it. Twitter, WhatsApp, no app that has polling. I think it was only Facebook. It was only Facebook that had polls then. So, but all of them crashed for different reasons that I might get into in another video. Maybe, yeah, make a video called all my startups that crashed. So, yeah, what are the pros? What are the pros? You get to build your dream. Yeah, I think every software developer kind of has that in them. You want to build this dream. You want to be like, then we watch the social networks. We wanted to be the next Zuckerberg and stuff like that. So you want to see all your cool ideas come to life. So it gives you that fulfillment to see your ideas come to life. Also, there's no limit to where your product can get to. Your product can keep getting big. We've seen Andela, we've seen Paystack, we've seen all these startups grow really, really big. So that's something that is really, really exciting also. Also, all your earnings come directly to you, kinda, because investors will come in at a point. But yeah, you have the opportunity to earn a lot of money from the startup and a lot of money that is yours. Also, another fulfilling aspect of it is that you can become an employer of labor. Yeah. Can become an employer of labor. Flutterwave has hired so many people, Eden Life has hired so many people, and all these wonderful startups. Piggyverse has hired so many people. So you can be an employer of labor. So that's something that is fantastic to have. What are the cons? The first con that I listed here is that finding and designing a profitable business model is non-trivial. It's not an easy thing. It's not something that is easy to come up with. You can have a wonderful idea, but it won't be profitable. The idea is wonderful. Yeah, it fulfills a need. It does all that, but it's not profitable. You have to have a way to design a business model that will make your product profitable, and that is something that a lot of people have gone to business school to do. So it's non-trivial. It's not something that you can just stumble upon. Also, it will take a reasonable amount of time before you start making money. Yeah, it will take some time before you start making money. Whether it's a small project or a big one, it can take time before you start making real money. There is J-curve thing with startups. So it's like you lose money first in the first couple of years, then you start going up gradually, turning a profit. So it's like a J-curve kind of thing. So put that in mind. It will take you time before you start making reasonable money. So have that in mind before you get all excited about startups. Also, startups fail. Yes, startups fail. In fact, experts estimated that only 10 to 20% of startups succeed. So that means most startups fail. So startups will fail. There are people that have seen laid off because the startup failed. The startup failed and they have to lay people off. Startups fail. Startups are experiments. They're experiments, and the ones that become businesses are the ones that succeeded. So startups fail, and you might just have to maybe sell it off or just close the business. Just today I had the news that Payday is going to be sold very, very soon. So yeah, startups fail. That's something you have to keep in mind. But with the grit, with the right business model, with the right passion, some good investors, you can get it right and turn to a very profitable company. So those are the 5 ways I will be sharing in this video on how you can make money in tech. If you have found this useful, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I made a video on how you can make money on guest writing, doing technical writing as a guest author. If you'll be interested in that, check out this spot. Yeah, check out up here for that video. See you in another video. I remain your bro in tech, FK.